The upshot of all of this for me is I have two chapters in the book that really says there's no foundation for causation. And if you're going to be a determinist, your whole theory rests on causation.
You have to have causation. You have to have causation.
Causation. So
yeah.
If you give the devil its due and say that there's a split in the interpretations of quantum mechanics and that there are some causal definitions that aren't probable, you give the devil its due to the various sides on that, you still end up in the following place. If you're going to be a determinist and you're resting your entire theory on one concept, causation, you better damn well make sure that that premise makes sense and that you can prove it and that you have evidence and that it's sound, because the whole edifice crumbles if the causal foundation is at risk, if it doesn't exist, if it's questionably valid. So while there are some questions that you could raise, well, different quantum, this and that, doesn't matter. The onus is on the determinist who's resting his whole case, if you will, to use a legal framework, on causation. Causation is the number one witness in the case. And causation is wandering into the courtroom drunk as hell. Because as one of my chapters shows, it's never been agreed on. What it means has never been agreed on over history. I go through a little historical thing, billion different definitions of causation by the greatest thinkers throughout history. And it isn't agreed on today. A half dozen schools say causation is this, no, it's that, no, it's this, no, it's our way. And then you have the scientific questions about causation, whether it exists or whether it's relevant. You add that all up and you got a drunken witness.
Yeah.
And you got your whole case based on a drunken witness called causation. Now, this issue wasn't even discussed in Harris's free will, but it's a foundational principle. So if people like Harris are determined to say, well, this is all speculation and there's all different interpretations, it's like, great, your theory is resting on speculation and all kinds of interpretations. So clean the house, give us a definition of causation that makes sense, prove it, and then at least you have a foundation for your theory of determinism. It's not in a major book by a major author about determinism.